We're all looking for more goodness in our lives, right? That feeling of barakah, of being truly blessed. But how do we actually find it? In this explainer, we're going to dive into the path of true blessings, using the wisdom of the earliest Muslims as our guide.
It's a huge question, isn't it? We all want that abundance, that peace, that extra bit of good in our lives. But the path we take to find those blessings, well, that's absolutely critical. It's a journey that can either bring us closer to the source of all good, or, and this is serious, lead us dangerously astray.
All right, so before we even get into the how, we've got to nail down the what. What exactly is barakah? This first part is all about laying that foundation, defining what we're talking about, and pointing to its one and only true source.
So when we talk about barakah, we're not just talking about some temporary good luck. The word itself points to a divine goodness that sticks around, something that's both enduring and plentiful. And here's the most important part, the real key. It's a pure gift from Allah. It's not something people can just create or pass around.
And this verse from the Qur'an, man, it just says it all. The word used here, tabaraka, is all about emphasizing that Allah is the ultimate, exclusive source of all barakah. It's His right and His alone. This draws a super clear, direct line for us. If you want blessings, you have to turn to the one who creates them. Period.
Okay, so that's the theory. But how does this actually work in our daily lives? Now that we know where blessings come from, let's look at the legitimate, divinely approved ways to actually seek them out.
Think of these as the clear, well-lit highways to barakah. It's not some hidden secret, right? It's found in our connection with the Qur'an, in constantly remembering Allah, in making the most of those special, sacred times and places. And really, at the end of the day, it's our righteous deeds, our worship, our kindness, that swing open the doors to a life filled with genuine blessings.
Now we've got to tackle a really important topic, one that can be a source of a lot of confusion. And that's the special case of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. His physical being was blessed in a way that was totally unique and, as we'll see, unrepeatable.
Yeah, you heard that right. The historical records are crystal clear on this. The companions, the Sahaba, they actively sought blessings directly from the Prophet's person, his hair, his sweat, even the water he used for ablution. This happened while he was alive, and it was clearly approved. So the massive question is, why? What made this okay?
This chart just lays it all out perfectly. For the Prophet, peace be upon him, seeking physical blessings was permitted because there was divine proof for it. It was a specific part of his prophethood. But here's the kicker. Look at what the companions did, or rather, didn't do. They never did this with anyone else. Not with Abu Bakr, not with Umar, not with anyone, no matter how righteous they were. It was a specific divine exception for the Prophet. Trying to apply that to anyone else, that's not just wrong, it's a seriously dangerous innovation.
And that leads us straight into the danger zone. This next part is a major warning, because there's a slippery slope that starts the moment we begin seeking blessings in ways that were never approved.
See, it doesn't just happen overnight. It's a progression. It all starts with what's called gulu, basically excessively praising or elevating a righteous person. From there, it can easily slide into bid'ah, which is inventing new religious acts like rituals at graves, trees, or stones. And the final, most terrifying step on that path is shirk, directing worship to created things instead of the one and only creator.
I mean, this hadith is just so powerful. Some of the companions, with good intentions, suggested making a special tree for blessings, copying a practice they saw from others. The Prophet's response wasn't a gentle no. It was swift and it was severe. He immediately compared their request to the Israelites asking for an idol to worship. It shows a zero-tolerance policy for this kind of thing.
Okay, so that's the principle. But how did the early Muslims, the Salaf, actually put this into practice? Let's look at their actions, because their stance was always firm, always consistent, and always about protecting the pure belief in one God. This is such a striking example. This wasn't just any old tree. A historically crucial pledge to the Prophet was made under it. But when Umar saw people starting to gather there, he saw the potential danger. He saw the first step on that slippery slope. So he had it cut down, a decisive move to protect the faith of future generations.
This moment, it's just a masterclass in Tawhid. As Omar is kissing the black stone at the Kaaba, an act of worship, he says this out loud. He's not talking to the stone, not really. He's teaching everyone there, and us centuries later, a lesson. We do this only because the Prophet did it. The stone itself has no power. All worship is for Allah, done in the way we were taught.
So as we start to wrap this all up, the main message becomes incredibly clear. True, real, lasting blessings are a direct result of pure, unadulterated monotheism.
Let's just boil it down one last time. The source? Allah. Only Allah. The method? The clear, sanctioned acts like reading Qur'an, dhikr, and doing good. The big warning? Avoid excess, because that's the path to innovation and even polytheism. And our guidance? The safest, clearest path is the one walked by the earliest righteous generations.
And that leaves every single one of us with a really important question to reflect on. In our own personal search for goodness and barakah, is the way we're going about it actually strengthening our direct line to the Creator, or are we accidentally setting up unapproved intermediaries along the way? The answer to that's the key to finding what we're all looking for.